Alright, so Mark set me up with his latest version of his R squared progressive steering truck. So this is the previous version, and this is the new version. So let's take a look at that real fast. So the build between the old one and the new one, the geometry is all pretty similar, except for we've gone with a little bit more extra axle offset this time. The main difference is in how it's being constructed. So, on this new one, instead of relying on this block of urethane to hold the two pins in place, we've got a block of Delrin. And the pins are wrapped in polyurethane. So this is a way to just get a little bit of the dampening of the polyurethane without just having the metal on the plastic. And the Delrin basically provides a nice firm sidewall, so there's not going to be any slop side to side like what could happen on this guy, where well, essentially this wall could flex out like that, right? So that's really the primary thing that's changed, the fact that the walls containing the pins aren't going to flex out, and we've got a much tighter control over the movement of the axle. So I've already ridden these a little bit, and it's a difference that you can really, really feel. In my previous video, I talked about how much turning you could be losing to slop on this old design, and how you could basically lose all the extra turn that the progressive steering gives you. And on this one, you definitely feel that it's got this progressive steering even when you're riding it really hard in a turn. So I'm not totally convinced by what we're doing with the build, but this really does sell the impression of the progressive steering really well. All right, so there's not much else to do, I think, except to go out and ride them for a little bit. So let's do that. These are still really low angle trucks. I think they're still only about 10 degrees or so of turning at flat, and when it's leaned all the way out, it's not that much turnier than an OP, and OP trucks aren't that turny compared to any other truck. So we're still looking at a really, really leany, not very turny setup, but let's give this a go. It's really hard to push on these things. It's really tippy when pushing. All right, so hopefully that footage turned out all right. Yeah, so this thing, it because it leans so much, in fact it can lean over 40 degrees, it really opens up and becomes quite fun. You can really feel it's got the progressive action going on. The other thing I noticed is immediately after getting off, so I rode my boosted board out to the hill, and my boosted is pretty loose. Like you can lean a lot, but after stepping on it from this, it made my boosted board feel so stiff. I was like blown away. So anyway, that's just some impressions. This thing, it appears, I mean, it's kooky as heck, but like it's on the verge of something really unique and really fun right now. I don't think I'm kind of torn because what it's going for right now is pretty cool. What Mark wants is something to kind of emulate snowboarding a bit more, to try to hit some of the snowboard market. And the thing about snowboards and any sort of snow ski, the steering mechanics of those systems is already progressive. Skis and snowboards are very unresponsive near flat, and they become increasingly more responsive the more you lean, and you actually do lean them quite a lot to make them really open up. So I feel like it already is kind of capturing a little bit of that feel the way it is right now. So I'm sure we can optimize it even better for that, and I think that might be an interesting way to go. That's certainly where Mark wants to go with this. But I still want to see what this sort of design feels like under a more conventional board, with a more conventional setup, with a more conventional resistance. So that's kind of what I'm hoping to explore. But you know, after writing this, it's a lot of fun. It really is. So we'll just have to see kind of where we end up. But for now, that's what we got. Longboard Technology, over and out.